racing calendar, and then interspliced with the other tracks, sort of mix and match type style, in no particular order, which in all honesty I do quite like, because it's just creates a bit more randomness. You know the calendar normally, and everyone does it the same way, so it's nice to have a bit of variety going on. Hopefully we get some variety else on track. I see some movement going on down the end there. That looks like a Williams from this end, as the Mercedes are making moves as well. Not a Williams. Well, it is just there, so we'll jump on board with him. Let's quickly run down how we finished last time. Frankie Pie took the race win, followed by Higgsy and Brownlee in third. Brownlee, who made a massive mistake down at Maribou, the first of Maribou's, sorry, missed his braking point, and unfortunately as a result went straight on. He managed to recover quite well, back up to third. He was down in fifth at one point, so he's done a great recovery there. Frankie Pie took the win quite comfortably at the end of the day. We had a few retirements, as you might expect at Monaco, so hopefully with a slightly more open track here today we will see slightly less retirements. But I mean, at the end of the day we all do enjoy a nice little bit of contact here and there, as long as it's all fair game. The one thing I have noticed in another league race that I commentated on the other day, gearboxes can fail mid-race, which is quite interesting. I had noticed or realised that was even possible, so it'd be interesting to see if we have any of those with us today. I have also noticed that I was under the impression that there was no DRS along the start-finish straight from today's race. Could be wrong, I thought they had removed that, but it appears still to be there. Yeah, so we're on board here with Just, who is currently coming up to turn 6. This is a wonderful corner. You'll see a lot of the battles in this track at this very corner. If the guy gets on the inside, he's got a much better chance of defending. If you're going to attack it, you need to either pass them before you get to the corner or try and get onto the inside. How you get to the inside is up to you. You might have to sort of try and fake them out a little bit, or just get out there quite early on, make them try and come across but realise you're there so they can't come across. So it's going to create some lovely, interesting racing during the race. This is qualifying though, so hopefully there won't be too many issues going into that corner. As we're just gone through Sachs level adjustments, we've got only a handful of corners left through the quick chicane there. The double right-hander now to finish the lap. He's actually bailed out that. And interesting enough, he bailed out and didn't go in the pits. So interesting call there. Maybe he was just saving the tyres. He needs to get to the line first to finish his lap. And there we go. So let's have a quick flick down. Let's have a look at Paf. He's coming up then to the Mercedes complex here. Turn 8. Similar to Sachs, goes through this quick chicane through 10 and then into 11. Hitton gets out of the way. Or Hittinen gets out of the way. And he's got a little bit of traffic here. Hopefully that... he brought that bit of lag there. Unfortunately, that's going to cost him. Jelly Melly was a little bit lagging in his way. Caught him out. That's his own... It's not his own team, sorry. I thought his own team. His own junior team, should we say. He has still done 11.7, so a decent lap. But that is on the softs in comparison to the people around him who have done their laps on the hard compound. Be interested to see what strategies people go for come the race. There was a patch the other day that changed up a few things, so how much attention have drivers paid to that patch, we'll soon find out. Let's have a look. Where's Higgsy? He's managed to get back in. He's getting a little bit of slipstream there from Pat. So we come up to this turn 6. And the actual F1 drivers take it quite wide. Not actually clipping the apex, but Higgsy does clip the apex for himself. Another one left session there. That's Vodka. Go through the fast turn 7 then, and then come up to this Mercedes complex. This is 8. So this is then 9, and this double one here effectively is 2 corners, as they call it number wise. 10 and 11. Through turn 13, a little bit of lifting off. Oh, someone's got lifted off a little too little there. I think that's attacks actually. I think the attack down a little too hard. Through Sachs, turn 13 now. 4 corners left to go. 14, 15, 16, then 17. Let's see, where can Higgsy put it? Don't run too wide. His time might be invalidated, as we saw earlier today. He's done a 12.5, so he's P2, but crucially for him, on those hard tyres. Hittinen has done a lap, but his has been invalidated. So easy to invalidate on this track. So easy to lose the back end if you're not paying attention as well. Let's go aboard with Carpaccio. He is on a fly. He's coming up to the Mercedes corner by the Mercedes grandstand. And so only a few corners left to go now for Carpaccio. Let's see, can he get this Haas up towards the front? He's on the hard tyres. It seems to be the vast majority of drivers actually are today. And we'll see what can he do. Quite a lot of drivers in the pit, so it's a quiet track at the moment. Yellow flags all over the place. I'm just ignoring those. If you see someone DNF, then there's a problem. Carpaccio comes around the final corner, keeps that power down. Comes to the line now, and he goes P7 then with a 13.881. Ascari's left the session. This was his turn to leave, was it? Okay. Let's have a look further back. Where is Maranello baby? He is coming up to the Sachs hairpin himself. It's a lovely corner. It's just cambered in with slightly, just so you can carry a little bit more speed than you would on a flat track. Maranello baby losing the back end a little bit through that corner. Taking as much of that as when he's dead. Runs a little wide. Hopefully he's not invalidated. He's not. He's gone through third with that. 12.96 again on those hard tyres. We just have a quick look at best. So pretty much everyone bar two drivers who set a time have done it on the hard tyres. The Ferraris are on the way out. They're looking like they might be trying to give each other a little bit of a tow there. And they are... So Frost Life is on the mediums. Senpai is on the mediums as well. So let's have a look. Where's Vinla? He was a little bit off track there. He's in mode 5. Let's see, can he get these softs? He needs to... Oh, he's struggling a little bit. He needs to get these up towards the front. If you're going to try and start on the softs, you ideally want to be starting towards the front. And he's going to come across the line. He's going to be a bit off the pace. It's a 12.1, invalidated as well. It wasn't even that much off the pace. That was a good lap. It's just... He just invalidated, unfortunately. Instead of mode 5, I think he might be trying to go again. Not ideal lines through these corners. Jelly Melly is the next one to disconnect from the session. It seems to be when one person joins, another one gets disconnected. Hopefully that won't happen to us and we'll be able to stay here. Let's have a look further up. Just is back out on track. He's on the hards. And he is driving hard now. A few people starting to come out on the mediums. Only half the field have set a time so far. Hopefully that will be changing. Still on board though with Juspers. He's coming up to the Mercedes corner by the grandstand. Say, throwing it in there. Now get the pad and don't run 2-1 on the exit of here. Just kept it in nicely and don't hit this wall. I see so many drivers get so close to that wall. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone just give it a little kiss so far and lose a wheel. And he's just off the apex, but still nice and neatly done. You don't want to get too much on that apex. Final corner then for Justin. He's not going to lift off again. He's run out of ERS though. Going to come up to the line. He's going to be a bit down the pace. 13.683 then for the Toro Rosso driver. As Paf goes fastest on the softs with 11.5. That's a quick time. It's over a second, about a second ahead of Hicksy in P2, who's done it on the hards. Let's see if we got, where is Frost Life then? He's currently come out to the start, or the end of his lap, sorry. And he's done a 12.468. Now that is a big gap really when you think about it to Paf up in there in P1. The soft compounds are probably only going to be about 0.6 of a second, so Frost Life a bit off the base unfortunately for him. His teammate gets P4 on his mediums. Let's have a look down at Frankie Pie. He is on the soft, so we should see a good lap from him, hopefully. That's Ascari getting well out of the way of him. Just wondering if the drivers are taking the out laps as slow as Max Thorne was. Not Max Thorne, Max Verstappen, other Max. On his qualifying earlier today, he was just... It was almost felt like he's going for a Sunday drive, just taking it easy. Also, you don't want to take too much life out of the tyres, but you don't want to leave them too cold. And I think he almost did it bang on perfectly. And Frankie Pie does it perfectly, 11.2. He is P1 at stands with just under 8 minutes left of this session. Let's have a look further back at 2 shots of vodka. He's in mode 2. I don't think he's going for a flying lap by things, and he's running at 40 seconds. And Vinla has been disqualified for session for blocking the pit lane. What's happened there? Vinla is going to be starting the P19. That is not a good sign. He's lost the front nose. Maybe that was what happened. He spun it on the exit of the pit lane. Or was he on a flying lap? I'm not sure. But he has been disqualified. And Foslife has DNF'd. We've got a full course yellow at the moment. No red flags in this game. Let's see if we can see where Frostlife's DNF'd. That has to be a genuine retirement. He wouldn't have just said, that'll do, I'm going to stop now. Not at this stage of the race anyway. Let's see. We're board with Vodka now. See if we can see any wreckage anywhere. Apologies about the sneeze. And I'm back. So nothing along here. I mean, you don't often see people DNFing anywhere except for turn 1 when they just lose the rear end. Unless you had coming together with another car maybe. But even then you would expect to see a 5-place grid penalty being applied to someone for contact, but nothing to be seen so far. Hayton has actually done 5 laps on his hards. He's currently up there in P5. Interesting. Not the ideal strategy to be trying to use. Vodka lights up his rear tyres. Is he trying to get heat in there, or is he just trying to get back to the pits as soon as he can? So I can't see. I've not seen any damage whatsoever anywhere. So I'm not sure how Frostlife has DNF'd. Hopefully we'll find out later on. Did he lose it in the pit lane? Doesn't appear to be anything. Oh well, right, let's have a look further down at IG. He's in the racing point on those medium tyres. First lap, he's done a 13.7 on those hards. He'll be looking really to put in something in the low 12s if he wants to have a chance starting in the front. I think we're just happy with probably a 12.5. And if you look at that midfield pack, actually, very similar to what's happened in the actual F1. 6th down to 10th, separated by not a lot. Less than about half a tenth really between them all. It's incredibly tight there in the midfield pack. What is IG going to do? A 13.04, so he's not far off Ascari either. And he'll need to be trying to go again later on. He's got 5 minutes left of the session. Let's have a look at his teammate. His teammate's doing rallycross. Never mind. Let's have a look at Path then. He is on a flyer. He's in mode 5. He is on the softs. He is going for it. He knows what he needs to beat. So far, that's 11.2. Can Path find it? I've just noticed we have no Brownie here today. I was kind of expecting to see him, but he's not here. So who's going to be challenging Frankie Pies at the top? Good Hicksy get up there, like he did last time, but he's just nowhere near at the end of the day. And Path says that will do for now. He's got 4 minutes left of the session. Ooh, as long as you don't hit the ball. You don't want to hit the ball there. So let's have a look. Frankie Pie. He's well ahead at the front of the pack at the moment. He got, as I say, 4 minutes left of the session. Aggressive on that first curve. Didn't invalidate balancing, so he's keeping on going. Yellow in 62, probably again not so much to worry about. So this long left-hander turn 5. This is where we said earlier, is where you're going to see a lot of the overtaking, trying to get onto that inside line. Obviously the racing line is the outside, but if you can get it to the inside, it's just really hard to make any cutbacks for the guy trying to overtake you. And you just basically block the apex, and there's nothing the other guy can do about it. As we come now up to turn 8. A little bit of traffic up ahead, shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. That'll be Vodka, he gets out of the way. Cause a yellow flag, but nothing to worry about in qualifying. Just handful of corners left to go. Can he improve on his time? He's done 11.2 so far. Just past the 1 minute mark now, so he's running out of time to get round. If he wants to beat his previous best, I think he might just. It's going to be close. It's 11.077, and he has improved on his best time. Path is out on an outlap, so he'll be within a chance of beating him. But looking at the tyres, Frankie Pie is on softs, Paf is on softs, and everyone else except for two down the bottom are on mediums. How is strategy going to work out today? I think Frankie Pie might have time for another quick lap if he wants to go for it. Ideally, you want to leave the the pit box, sorry, with about a minute 30 if you're really going to race round. So he's going to be trying to get back to the pits as soon as he can. He might actually run out of time if he's not going to be flying. We do now have the final 2 minutes. Those in the pits will be on their way out. Those on a flying lap could get another shot if they want to go for it. Depends where they are on the grid. They might have to do an extra lap or two on these tyres. Not ideal, but is it worth the risk? That's what we'll find out. As Volker's coming up to the final few corners now. He is down in 16th on the soft tyres. 13.7 is his previous best. What's he going to get this time around? Can he get it into the 111s? That's just outside the 111s as Paf has retired in sector 1. Where is that? Sector 1 is a pretty short sector. We'll stay on board with Volker actually and see if we can see where Paf is. That's his car in the wall over there. So I think he might have just angered and thrown it into the wall as a result. Fortunately, with it being qualifying, it's not going to cause any safety cars or anything. Let's have a look at Higgsy. He is still going. He's just started another flying lap. Currently in P5 on those mediums. He'll be looking to try and get up towards the front. As IG is retiring, it's obviously coming towards the end of the qualifying. Italy is out to P4 then, so Higgsy's teammate jumping in for now. Italy actually got the fastest lap last time out, got a bonus point for that, and he finished in 5th. So he's looking good. Can Higgsy get up there as well? The Mercedes boys need as many points as they can with Frankie Pie doing his usual out front, and he's now got a teammate to try and get him some more points. Frankie Pie has got 50 points so far, and so does his team. McLaren just behind on 44. So I think it's still on that actually, but yeah, it's 45 points. So they need as many points as they can get. Higgsy is P3 then. That's going to be the best he can achieve. I don't think he's going to be going again. Let's have a look further down. Hammer time is in Mosera. He's not going to be going again. Hissinen not going again. Joa not going again. I think we're running out of people to be going. Where is Haskari though? Coming up to the turn 6. And this is the last driver who will be setting a time. So let's stay with Haskari. I don't suspect him to spoil the party out front, but he might put it on the second row. If you're going to get it, you need to really beat those soft tyres, get ahead of them early and hold them off, so really ruin their strategy. As we're coming up now to turn 3, turn 12, fast right corner, don't run too wide, he didn't. We saw Stroll going for a little walk out there earlier on in the actual F1, picked up a lot of dust, sort of just drifting around some of these corners he were. Final corner then for Ascari. Can he get it into the 111s? Going to be just outside. It is just outside the 111s. It's a 12.135. P6 then for Ascari. Not too bad, but I'm sure he would have loved to be on that second row. I don't suspect Higgsy's going again. No, he's in mode 2. He's on limpo mode. So this is going to be the end of the qualifying. So several drivers not putting in laps. I know they had disconnection issues, but that's pretty unfortunate for them. So Duop and Jelly Melly will be starting down the back with Vinla, who got disqualified for what I think was a crash and then parked it on the pit lane exit. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know if that was a crash coming out the pits or just a lose in the back end at turn 1, but it's pretty unfortunate then for him. He'll be starting at the very back after being disqualified. So we'll get a quick full rundown then of the grid. So Frankie Pie followed by Paf there on the softs, followed by Higgsy on mediums, then 2 shots of vodka on the softs, and then Hammer Time, Haskari, Hittinen, Joa, Frostlife, Senpai. They'll be starting on the tyres they qualified on, which is mediums. Then outside they obviously get free choice, so Carpaccio, Marinella Baby, IG, Boa, Attacks, Just Do It, Jelly Melly and Vinla round out your grid. So 19 drivers, and let's hope we stay with 19, and we'll get this race underway shortly. looking a bit overcast here. Is that going to mean we're going to have some rain? Hopefully we do, because that can make things a little bit interesting for us then, as we're just waiting for all the drivers to ready up, and they'll be getting on the grid shortly. And that's the wrong one. That's the right one. So, as I say, just waiting for all the drivers to make any final amendments to their setups. Obviously, Part 5 rules are in effect, so they can't make too many changes. But they'll be making the changes they can make, potentially. Adding fuel, taking off fuel, getting their strategies sorted. And we will hopefully have a wonderful race on our hands any moment as session starts in a second. So there we go. And we will have our formation up beforehand, so just once around the track as usual, and hopefully we won't have too many issues on this. We've seen over the last year or so people just nudging someone else, and obviously they both get disqualified. It's not ideal. So 3 DRS sections on this track, one across the home straight, one between first corner and second corner, and then one along this long sort of middle backish straight, or it's not even a straight, it's turn 5. As we go up towards that hairpin turn 6. Detection points for these, the first two zones, so the one across the start finish line and the one between first and second corners, is just after turn 16. Detection point for the one along turn 5 is just before the end of sector 1, so that's after turn 4. So it's not even before the corner, it's straight after the corner. So if you've made your overtake with the previous DRS, then you're going to be coming under attack almost immediately from the next DRS. So we'll see if anyone what I expect they'll do is they'll use the first 2 DRSs to close up, and then the third one to make that pass. It doesn't make much sense to overtake and then lose the DRS and then get overtaken again, but we'll see what people do. I mean, they may have more pace and just want to go for it anyway. I'll try and point out the detection point. It is, there you go, the white line. And then as they go around the corner, the DRS is enabled quite quickly. It's just here. But we are now taking up positions on the grid, and we're going to get this German Grand Prix underway shortly. Vinland at the back. How time's apparently 1:35 down. Where is he? Is he on track? Quick look at tyres actually. Mixed bag, a very mixed bag of people towards the back. 3 people starting on mediums, the rest starting on hards at the back. But we're not interested in that for now. We are interested in these red lights. The lights are on. They're off, and we are off then for the German Grand Prix. And Frankie Pie gets away cleanly. Got a retirement already. That's not the best start for Jelly Melly. Maybe that was just a, I don't want to race it, I've retired. But Frankie Pie leads into turn 1. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on behind. Almost trying to go 3 wide then into turn 2. But they're definitely going 2 wide. Haas is trying to come round the outside. Gets a little bit of a nudge. Comes back on the inside. And that's 2 shots of vodka going incredibly slowly. Damage then from someone else. And 2 shots of vodka is dropping like a stone. He just didn't plant his foot coming off that corner. Let's have a look from behind. He's actually not even there. He's an AI. That's probably what's causing half the problems. As he's turning in a little bit on his teammate there as they go round then the turn 6 and get that power down. He's got aboard then with Vinley, who's made a great start. He's up to 12th after starting at the back. Hammer time has dropped like a hammer. Down to 18th, down 13th places so far. As Senpai is looking on the back of attacks, he is attacking the back of that. Williams, is he going to look down the inside here? He's going to look down the inside into Sachs. Don't see many overtakes here. It's so narrow this part. And there are no moves here so far, but out front Frankie Pie is still leading this race. Looking, well, he's already looking quite far ahead than Hixie. Timings will be updated, and there we go, they are starting to be updated right now, so we can see where people are in relation to others. Let's have a look back towards Senpai. Attacks is starting to pull away a little bit from him. DRS obviously not enabled just yet, that'll be enabled at the end of the next lap. Only usable as soon as you go onto this section just here. You'll see the DRS detection point is just around here. There it is. So it's so early before you get to the actual DRS. As still on board there with Vinley, is he going to make any attempts? He's nowhere near. almost had a look, but it's so far back that it's... Oh, he's going for it! That is a Danny Rick dive and a half. He has given the position back, but... Well, I say he's so far back to make a move. He's just proved me wrong. He went for it. Nudged the inside then of the Ferrari. And has stayed back there in P12 for now. Let's have a look further up. Boa is there with IG. IG's there with Carpaccio. They're starting to lose ground to the guys in front of them. As IG runs a little wide, it's going to be Boa trying. Oh, he's switched back to the inside. He's lost the rear end. That's a terrible camera angle. Come on, game. And Boa is off track. He's come back on, nearly collecting his teammate there. And he's got dirt on his sides. He's struggling for grip. Why does the camera angle not want to give me something useful? I don't know. DRS has been enabled, and Boa is struggling then for grip. He's going to be taken by Husqari. Husqari's down 9 places. Hammer Time down 11. I'm not sure what happened to those guys. They must have had a tangle on the opening lap. Husqari's all over the back then of Boa. DRS has been able to. We should see some movements up ahead. Let's stick with Husqari. Try and make a move on Boa. He's going to go down the inside. No, he's not. He knows where the DRS detection is. And it's just here, so he'll get that use now. Let's have a quick look up ahead, though. A lot of movement going on. Senpai is trying to go round the outside there of attack. He has made that move. And he has the inside, crucially, of the hairpin. Taxi could lose a place there to Vinla. Vinla doesn't take it. And Husqari is past Boa behind there for 14th. Meanwhile, up front, Frankie Pie has a 1.6 second lead already. The gaps are starting to appear out front. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on there. And that was Vodko being forced wide, or forcing himself wide. He's all over the back then of this Williams. He's going to make a move into Sachs. He's right there. He wants this place. Attacks is slow off the corner. Attacks is going to lose it to Vinla. Doesn't lose it to 2 shots of Vodka, but he's still going to be there. Attacks is all over the place. Vodka wants to come past, and so does Duop. We're going to see some DRS then down the home straight and onto the next straight as well. So we're going to see any movements as Attacks has actually still got DRS then from his teammate just in front of him. But Vodka is all over the back, and they both run wide there. Attacks runs wide onto the grass as Vodka going to send one down the inside. He has a thought. Attacks goes very deep into that corner. Vodka can't make anything of it, but will now get DRS. Attacks also going to get DRS from his own teammate. It's going to be a drag down towards the hairpin. 2 shots. Vodka has the inside of turn 5, but he needs to get to the inside. He needs to go to the right here. He's looking to the left. Is he going to switch it back? He does try and switch it back, but he's just on the brakes right now. He's got a chance to get the drive off the corner. He's trying to get that drive. He's just nowhere near, unfortunately. Husqari and Boa still swapping places behind. Vodka is wanting to make moves here. He's got to be careful not to connect then with the rear. He's going to lose a place if he's not careful. Duop is trying to come past him. Vodka is desinking all over the place. That is not helping Duop. And Duop actually just sort of lifts off a little bit. Vodka's connection is terrible. And he had a connection problem at the start, and I think caused a lot of carnage. Definitely saw some front wings flying all over the place. So actually, while we're talking about front wings, let's see, has anyone actually made a pit stop? Vodka, make kiss on the grass, yeah. Just and Marinello baby have made pit stops. Oh! That was a big oof into that wall then for Vodka. Just overdrove off that corner, and he is out of the race. He just lost the back end off the final corner. I think Duop is just breathing a sigh of relief there, because he was lagging all over the place, causing him so many issues. As Vinla now with DRS on Senpai. 0.6 is the gap between them. Actually, IG up for front, and Carpaccio goes down the inside. And that is where you made that overtake. And he's preventing Carpaccio from coming back at him. Vinla is on the back of Senpai still. 0.4 between those two. What about Husqari? Husqari is still there in 13th. And now off onto the back of Duop. Meanwhile out front there is still quite a big gaps at the front of the pack, but Frostlife, Joa and Hittinen are still battling out here. 4th, 5th and 6th. All getting DRS except for Hittinen, which could see some moves happening then. If Frostlife can get a drive off turn 4, or 3 and 4 should we say, he's got a chance of coming at these guys. He needs to use this DRS to keep up with them for now. Let's go up to Joa. Lovely camera angle that was for a half a second. I haven't seen any penalties. Never mind, I spoke too soon, didn't I? There are penalties. That's the first one of the day to Frostlife then. 3 seconds. Sorry, Frostlife. I jinxed you. Joa then is dropped quite far off the back of Hittinen. And this is going to give Frostlife actually a chance. It's only a small chance, but he's actually dropping back now. But thought you might have had a chance to close up then onto the back of Joe, but nothing to be done. As Histonen's actually closed up into the back of Path, we just have a quick look at said tyres. And it's those soft tyres on Path that's actually causing him to fall back into Histonen's range. Carpaccio behind as well on IG. That's getting a bit tasty. Oh, it's very tasty there. Carpaccio looking to go down the inside, but didn't go for it in the end into turn 8. Still quite a few battles across the track, and they'll develop as the soft tyres start to fall back a little bit into the clutches of those mediums. As you can see, let's go back up then. This is the battle for the last of the podium places. Race leader Frankie Pie is in after 5 laps, or 6 laps really, on those soft tyres. We're on lap 7 of 34. And what's he going to go for? He's going to have to go for hards really. He's going for mediums. Can he make those last? That's going to be an interesting thing to watch. He's going to come out well down the order as well. He's coming out, well, when I say well down the order, I mean he's well down the order now. He's got a lot of effort to do. Hitton is going to make the overtake then on Path. That's quite an easy overtake for now. And Path has no answer to it whatsoever. But he's going to get a good drive off, hopefully. Didn't quite get it. Let's go have a look then at Frankie Pie. Down there in 13th on the rear end to do it. Fresh tyres on that Renault. So Sky runs very wide. And gets back on, doesn't lose a place, but this is all systems go here then. Attack a little bit slow off the corner. Let's give Duop a chance down the inside. Duop almost goes for it. And Frankie Pie needs to clear these 3, in fact these 5 really. Such is the closeness of this race. They're all so close to each other. And that's going to really affect Frankie Pie's race. He needs to make these overtakes and make them now. He won't have long before he'll be passed effectively by Higgsy through just sort of the overcut really from Higgsy's point of view. He's on a different strategy. So let's have a look at Duop. He's on the rear here of attacks. Is he going to make moves? Maybe not. Attacks. Oh, Frank attacks and Duop both getting penalties there on the first corner. As we're on lap 8 of 34. Now Duop is going to get DRS his attacks as well. Attacks does. That's crucial for attacks, but bad news then for Frankie Pie. Where's Frankie Pie? Is he going to go down the middle of these two? No. Oh, I thought he was going to send one down. He's, oh, sorry. Boa tried to send one down. And then he collects the back end of our championship leader in Frankie Pie. That was a bit close. But Duop and attack are still bashing. Frankie Pie wants to get past. Duop makes a big mistake, locked up, overshoots the corner. That's 1 for Frankie Pie. That's an easy one. If they're all like that, he'll take them every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Next up then for Frankie Pie, attacks. Fresh mediums versus slightly old hards. It's going to be interesting to see how Frankie Pie gets past these, because attacks is actually just outside DRS range then of Senpai, as Path has pitted. The other soft drives, oh, a little bit of lag going on there. Frankie Pie, DRS open. He's not going to make the move here. Vinler gets a 3-second penalty. And yellow in sector 1. Who's caused that? Oh, attacks locks up. Boa disqualified for blocking the pit lane. He's done what Vinler did in qualifying. He's just lost the rear end and sat there for a moment too long, being annoyed that he's made that mistake. And not making a mistake then is Frankie Pie, as he's through up into P10. Oh, that's a dive and a half, and that's caused Frankie Pie to spin. Duop collects the bit rear of Frankie Pie. Frankie Pie has regained his position, but Duop has some severe front wing damage then on that racing point. You can see that front right is gone. He made a dive, and I think it might have been slightly audacious. We'll leave that one for the stewards to decide, but he went for it. Whether or not there was space or not is a different matter altogether. Interesting enough though that the Path came out on hards, Frankie Pie came out on mediums. So we'll see whether or not that was the right call or the wrong call as the race develops. Frankie Pie now up P10. He has the sight then of the Fryo Senpai. But Senpai is just on the back of Scary. He's on the back then of Vinla's Ascari going to go round. He is. He's going to go through before he gets the big straight. Oh, a little bit of turn in there. Who's going to get the DRS? Looks like Ascari's actually going to benefit. Gets that DRS. Vinla will have nothing here. And this is actually working out to Frankie Pie's advantage. So Ascari's going to make the overtake relatively soon. And Ferrari's trying to come through as well. Senpai trying to go around the outside. Ascari hasn't even made the move fully yet. And now he has. Senpai trying to outdrag, getting forced off the grass there. Very late for Vinla to realise Senpai's there. No harm, no foul though, both surviving. But Frankie Pie in the Renault is close right up into the back of this battle now. He'll be looking for those little mistakes to get him through, get the easy overtakes done. That's what he'll be after. He won't be after trying to battle, because he needs to be getting through this pack quickly. Trying to go around the outside of Sachs is one way of trying to do it. It's not your usual overtaking manoeuvre. Two Shots Vogger has left the session after his crash. Frostlife picking up yet another penalty then. That's his second of the day. Frankie Pie with DRS then on Senpai. Easy overtake into turn 1. And a little bit of corner cut there. He gets away with it. But Senpai gets a good drive off the corner. He's still right there on his rear. And Frankie Pie won't be getting DRS then from Vinla. But Senpai will be getting it from him. As meanwhile out front, Frostlife and Joe are close together. Let's have a look back at Vinla. Is he going to make any moves here? He's gaining like a man possessed on Ascari, looking down the inside. Ooh, a little bit of nudging maybe. Nothing there though. Vinla escapes. Well, Ascari escapes really without being hit. As Paf has got past Stuart further back then for P13. And we are non-stop battling then here in Germany. We're only on lap 11. We've seen enough action to fill an entire race. If the race tomorrow is anything like this, then we're in for a real treat, that's for sure. A lot of overtaking happening. A few DNFs as expected, but still. So, Ascari up P7, Vinla P8, followed by Frankie Pie in P9. As the mediums are now starting their 12th lap. As Senpai comes in after doing 11 laps on his tyres. Is that a signal that it is starting to approach the pit window then for these mediums? How much longer have they got then on these tyres? As the gaps out front are starting to decrease. Where is Joe? He's right on the rear then of Hittanen. Where's Carpaccio? Is he going to make a move here on IG? These hard tyres are starting to come into their own against the very worn mediums. He's not going to make a move there. Frankie Pie makes a move further behind then on Vinla. Down the inside he goes, and through he goes to P8. And Ascari is the next man in his view. I think Frankie Pie has got to be playing a two-stop strategy here. I can't see him making these mediums last to the end. He's been putting so much through them. I think he's probably going to go soft mediums then. Paf has gone for softs to hards, and hopefully he won't be making any changes. Is that Dupes had a little off then? For the back, that's the wrong button. Apologies for that. I didn't realise I could do that. Yes, I did because I pressed the wrong button. Do it. There we go. Normally it skips those guys. Right, where were we? Hammer time. Let's have a look at him quickly on the rear of attacks. 11 lap mediums versus 11 lap hards, or 12 lap now. As Hammer time is 0.4 behind. Attacks picks up a 3-second penalty for that little corner cut. Hammer time with the DRS is not going to be quite close enough just yet, but he's going to get a good chance then on the straight after this. Attacks with that little lock up. Hammer time is going to be going hammer time now. Half a second between them. Attacks is not the quickest driver on the straight, and Hammer time is closing in on him. He should have the easy overtake here. Going for the inside into the hairpin. He is through for now. What can Attacks do? He can lock up. That's what he can do. He's not going to come back at him here, unfortunately. And Dup has retired then from P16, and Hammer time is through into P10. Let's have a look further out though. Frankie Pie, our previous race leader, still stuck then behind Ascari. Yellow in sector 3. Not sure who scores in that one. But Frankie Pie on the rear then. He's... Oh, Carpaccio's offline. Easy overtake there for Frankie Pie. That's good news for him as the mediums are starting to pit. So they seem to be doing around 12 laps. Frankie Pie is going to struggle to get these to the end. He's got another 6 laps before he gets to that point where these guys are pitting. And they are going on to hards. So Frankie Pie will be looking to go onto another set of mediums then, I reckon. But he's now back up to P5. He's got his sights then on Huskari. 0.2 is the gap between them. Huskari does have DRS then from IG in front of him. But then there's a 13-second gap between them and the two McLarens out front. And two McLarens might be trying to do a little bit of double stacking, but they might be a little too close for that. We'll see as we go. But Huskari's making moves on IG. IG gets the terrible drive off the corner. He could lose 2 places here. Frankie Pie is trying to come down the inside. He could go 3 wide into the hairpin. Frankie Pie is through. Up into P4 then for Frankie Pie. IG now got it all to do from behind. As I think we might see some pit stops then, and well, we'll see how we go. As further back, let's have a look. Further back attacks. Half a second to Frost Life. He's not going to be getting there anytime soon. Frost Life is on fresh hard, so those tyres are going to be starting to get to their operating temperature. He'll start pulling away, and Tax will start going backwards. We've got some battling going on towards the rear as well. Senpai, Juice, and Hammer Time all quite close. But the two leaders have pits. Actually, let's have a look at this quickly. Let's have a look at Hittinen. Is he going to get held up here? He is. He's getting held up then by the double stacking from the McLaren boys, and that is going to be a nightmare for him. Look how long that pit stop's taken. He is going to lose so much time then to his teammate. Higsy actually comes out in race lead. Frankie Pie is right on his rear, and we've got a race on our hands. Higsy should be done on the pit stop front. Frankie Pie has to pit again. Here comes Frankie Pie. He's got that DRS now. And look how much time Hittinen lost. He is down in 9th, and he was only 4 or 5 seconds behind. Frankie Pie is down the inside at turn 6, and he is through then into race lead. As the changes going on behind, Vinla and IG are exchanging places behind. IG now down into P4. Vinla is making these hard tyres last. IG should be pitting in this lap if he doesn't want to lose too much more time. So let's have a quick look. Gaps to the leader, and we'll see how much time he's lost. He lost. Well, he had about 4.5 seconds. He's now 8 seconds behind, so he lost 3.5 seconds in that pit stop. It's an interesting tactic for the boys to play, and it's not worked out too well for him. Higsy is still there. His tyres were starting to come in slow, and Frankie Pie will probably do another 6 laps, let's say, maybe 7. Well, I was thinking his tyres might be starting to get old, but he's just done the fastest lap there, the 15.18. And he is flying up. Actually picks up a 3-second penalty down there in 5th, as he is on the back of IG. Let's stick with Higsy. 0.6. I don't think he's going to gain up onto the back of Frankie Pie this time around. But as Frankie Pie's tyres start to go, that's going to bring Higsy right into this frame. He's not going to make this move just yet. Let's have a look further back. Joa and Carpaccio side by side into the hairpin. Joa is through. He's got a ball quickly with Carpaccio. Can he get the drive off to get back at him? No, he can't. Joa then up into P5. And Carpaccio will be pitting again, obviously, because he hasn't pitted yet, along with IG and Vinla. Attacks down in 10th will be also pitting. He's on 15 lap old hards. And along with Marilo Baby as well. So a lot of pit stops still to come. We're on 16 of 34 here. And we're not even at the halfway point. It has been a good race so far, and I suspect you'll see a lot more good racing. We've had so much action. If you're just joining us, we've got 3 DNFs. Well, 3 DNFs and 1 disqualification. Boa, I think what happened, I didn't see it, unfortunately. He lost it by the looks of what happened. He lost the rear end around turn 1, as so many people do. Hit the wall on the right. Was really frustrated with himself and sat there for a little too long, and got black flagged for blocking the pit lane. It happened in qualifying as well to Vinla. Vinla has done amazing to actually be up in 3rd after starting at the very back. Apologies, I just need to cough. Joa then goes through, up past said Vinla, up into P3. Vinla's tyres are starting to get a little bit old, but he's still got to do a few more laps. In fact, he's starting to get towards the point where he can put those mediums on. He'll probably do another 2 or 3 laps, I would have thought, before putting some mediums on. His teammate as well is still with us. There shouldn't be an issue with double stacking for that one, unlike for the McLaren boys. Checking the McLaren boys to go have a quick look at Hittinen on the rear of Frost Life. Similar age tyres coming out to the rear of Carpaccio, who's on 16 lap old hards. Carpaccio and Vinler are close together. They're both very old tyres. And when will we see them pit? Is it going to be this time around? It is not then. Let's go aboard with Frostlife as he's looking at the back of this Haas. Joe goes fast with everyone on those hard tyres. Impressive, 15 dead for him. And Carpaccio is coming under threat from Frostlife, but he does have DRS to keep himself away from him. But he needs to get past Vinler if he wants to stay away from Frostlife and Hittinen. He'll be coming after Marino Bay with 3-second penalty for him. He's done in 11th. 16 laps he's done on his mediums. So actually, is he doing a little bit of strategy work for Frankie Pie? Oh, I thought Carpaccio was going to go for it there. He had a thought, but came back to the racing line. He's actually come under pressure from Frostlife. Frostlife's come through on him. Where did Frostlife come from? He must have got an almighty drive through that turn 5. And Frostlife is up to P5. Hittinen is the next man behind Carpaccio, but Carpaccio is still there. He's going to benefit. Oh, Frostlife runs very wide on that corner. Frostlife does have 6 seconds penalty so far. I haven't kept track of everyone's. I just remember his because I jinxed him a little bit. And saying that I hadn't seen any penalties yet, and he got a penalty. Apologies for him for that. But he is there on the back of their Vinler as Carpaccio does come in then. Let's go quickly up to Frostlife. Is he going to make a move here? He's looking to make a move then into turn 1. This could be dangerous. Both survive, crucially. It's a dangerous place to make an overtake. You don't normally see it. The Hittinen is there as well. Hoscari goes fast. It's just under the 115s then for him. In that Haas on the hards. Vinler, oh, Vinler's off. He's kept it going and facing the right way, crucially. I think he got caught out of the fact that Hittinen was there. Hittinen is going to make some moves here on Frostlife. Going to send one down the inside into turn 6. Hittinen is through into P4 and it's starting to work out a little bit better then for the Mercedes boys. 2nd and 4th then for these two boys. Frostlife is trying to come back at Hittinen. Is he going to send one down the inside? He's looking, he sends it late in the brakes. Hittinen has to lock up as a result. These two are battling like this no tomorrow, and this is what we like to see. I don't think this battle's going to end anytime soon. They are on similar age tyres. Hittinen's trying to go around there, so that's the wall! That is bad news, Bears. It was... I don't want to say it's going to end in tears that soon, but it has. And Hittinen is frustrated. As you can tell, he's put himself into the wall. And Frostlife has front wing damage. He'll have to pit again, and does. He'll get some mediums on, though. The one thing going for him now, he'll get some fresh mediums on that car. Also coming in, Vinler is just behind him, but Frostlife will drop back behind him through the fact that he has to have a nose change. But Hittinen, that's a bad day for him. He took a risky move. He was never entitled to try and make the move at that position. But Frostlife then comes out in P11. Double stacking from Williams. Actually looks like it's just a slight delay, but it still works quite well. Frostlife then out on track, P11. He's got his work cut out now if he wants to get a point from there. Vinler is up ahead of him. 4 seconds between them, but fresh rubber on both those cars. Just goes fast as 14.868 on those mediums for him. He may be 14th, but at least he's flying. Let's have a look at Carpaccio and IG. This closest gap, we've got Senpai just behind them as well. Senpai on relatively old hards, but Carpaccio on fresh mediums. How long can IG hold out then in P7? And crucially, how long will it take them to get up to the back of hammer time? Only 1.5 seconds in front of IG. And then there's a big gap up. The big gap's starting to form up ahead. Higsy, crucially for him, is hanging on to the back then of Frankie Pie. 1.5 seconds between them. Frankie Pie will be pitting again, most likely. I don't think he can make those mediums last to the end. I'd love to see him try. It is going to be an incredibly risky thing to even consider. And I think if he tries it, he will end up with a puncher. Probably when those tyres get another 6 laps or so on them. The Carpaccio on the back there of IG, 0.3 between them. DRS then for Carpaccio. Is he going to make a move here? No, he knows it's best not to. He knows this is the straight to now. Can't think about making moves. He's going to pick up the DRS then. He's got Senpai behind him, but Senpai's further enough back that he doesn't need to worry. He's on yellow fuel as well as Carpaccio. He's going to have to be careful because he's going to make this overtake, then start fuel saving. As IG is looking to make a move back around the outside, but Carpaccio is going to have the inside and blocks him off quite easily. So the Haas is up to P7 on those medium tyres. And IG isn't giving up. IG's not going quietly into the night. Lock up from Carpaccio, and IG is still right there. 0.2 is the gap between these two, as Frankie Pie has finally pitted them from the race lead. Is he going to go mediums? I think he has to. The softs aren't really going to last that long. He is going for mediums. Where's he going to come out then? I want to go look at him, but I kind of don't want to leave this battle here. It's starting to increase, so we'll actually quickly leave it. So Frankie Pie comes out ahead of Haskari. And with a little bit of clean air, he's got 3 seconds up to Path. Now, what can Frankie Pie do? We're on lap 22 of 34. 12 laps to go. The lead is 15.5 seconds. He needs to gain over a second lap. We're thinking about a second and a half a lap to gain up and to make the overtake before the end of the race, I'd say. Give or take, I mean, this isn't exact science. This is me speculating. Because obviously it depends how easy it is going to be for overtake. It depends where he catches him. If there's any back markers as well, that could be really crucial. So Carpaccio still under pressure here from IG. And Senpai has caught up to the back of IG. Carpaccio hasn't just walked away from him. He's not really putting away at all. He's actually losing time to Hammer Time. He was 2.2 ahead, up in P6. And IG is all over the back of the Carpaccio. All it's going to take is one small mistake from Carpaccio, and IG will be through. Could be a lock. Oh, IG makes that little mistake. Senpai all over the back of him, but such is the narrowness of this track. This is part of the original Hockenheim circuit, and that just shows how hard it is to overtake on the original section. For those who didn't know, Hockenheim used to be a really big track. It used to go sort of straight on here into the forests, and Senpai won't want to go straight on into the forest. He'll want to go round the outside then of IG. And has he made it stick? He has made it stick. So from turn 2 it goes straight on and sort of comes back round and joins in at turn 6. Did the original circuit. Up here they cut it out quite a few years ago now. I preferred the old circuit if I'm brutally honest, but well, it wasn't the most exciting. It was basically quite similar to Canada, lots of straights and a few chicanes. So coming now towards the final, the Mercedes complex here, sorry, and not the final few corners. This is where we start now back onto the original circuit, and you can see how narrow this actually is through here. And this is why it's so hard to overtake, even thinking about it, into the Sachs hairpin. And it shows just how tight this section is. You don't want to go side by side through here, it will end in tears. Frankie Pie is hoping not to end in tears. He's caught up to the back of Path. And this should be a relatively simple overtake then. Mediums on old hards. And he's made the overtake before he's even really activated the DRS. And he is through up into P3. 10 seconds to go to Joa. And he'll be setting his sights on there. Let's have a look quickly at Vinla on the back. He's joined this little train. Carpaccio has now started to pull away from IG. 1.7 seconds is the gap. And Senpai is going to make a move here. He's going to go around the outside of the hairpin. Not really. He's already made the move. And IG is going to lose 2 for the price of 1. Vinla is through. IG's just lost 2 places on one straight. This DRS this year is so powerful. And last year you could pull out alongside someone and you wouldn't actually make the overtake. You'd have to be so much faster off the corner than the guy in front of you. And through he goes, and IG picks up a penalty for his troubles as well. He's now holding on to P10. Frostlife behind does have a lot of penalties, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him, as long as he doesn't pick up 2 anymore. Frankie Pie sets the fastest lap then, a 14.4, as he sets his sights still on Higsy out front. We're on lap 25 to 34. Vinla started at the very right. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. Vinla is up 10 places from where he started. As I said, he started at the very back after getting disqualified. He has done an amazing job to even be up in the points. An amazing job to still be winning contention of quite a few points, really. He's going to get past Senpai at some point, most likely, I would have thought. Joa currently up 6th then. He's in 2nd place. Higsy up a couple. Carpaccio up 4. Vinla is now up 11. And no, Senpai's not going to come straight back at him. Obviously, the big losers are the people who have DNF. So Vodka down 13, Hitton down 8, and Senpai again is not going quite into the night. So keep an eye on those tyres. Vinler with those mediums should now start to pull away from Senpai as he's going to have a little bit more grip through the corners that matters. And so Frankie Pie 8 seconds off the back of Denajoa. He is closing in. His gap to the lead is 12 seconds. I think that might be a little bit too much. We're still to lap anyone, so Just will be the first person to lap. He's currently 1 minute and 4 seconds off the leader with a 1:12 lap, so he should be taken towards the end, but that could create a little blocker if Frankie Pie needs to pass Higgsy, and there's a block in the way. Vinler runs a little bit wide there. Senpai is going to have a chance. He's going to have more speed coming off the corner. This should be a relatively simple one. He's going to run low on ERS, running already into yellow fuel. Sends it down the inside, does he? He is there on the inside. He hasn't really sent it. And he's going to lose out here. IG is going to get a good drive off the corner. As Just has now retired, so we probably won't see anyone lap. Senpai cuts the corner. Picks up a 3-second penalty. IG looking down the inside. He's squeezing. He's not through though. Senpai holds on. No, he doesn't. Senpai's sort of just left it off in the middle of that corner. And has dropped back then back to P10. His teammate is right behind him as well. Senpai's looking down the inside into Sachs. Not often, as I said, you don't see many overtakes getting in that corner. And there's a reason for it. It is so hard to even pull off. Senpai now is on the back still of IG. And this is working out wonders for Vinler, who's already pulled out a 1.8 second lead on IG. Now can Senpai get past him? Is he going to go past him in the straight? Looks like he's going to try. He is through. Frost Life is still there as well. Oh, IG thought about coming straight back at him. He's got a ball quickly with Frost Life, who's right, just almost getting past. He is alongside IG now, and he's going to be past. He's got the DRS. They both have DRS, in fact. He's getting blocked by his teammate. That could have been catastrophic. There's definitely wheel to wheel there. Who's going to come off best? Who's going to come off worst? IG comes off best. Frostlife comes off worst for now. But this battle is not done. Frostlife then gets past Senpai. He's down the inside then of IG. Takes the place, but loses it. And now gets back. This is a wonderful battle. As long as this doesn't end as bad as the last one. Frostlife is trying to come by. Senpai is still there as well. Frostlife now still on the rear of IG. 9th, 10th and 11th place. This is battling for points here. You would have thought I had the battling. It's the final lap, but we're only on lap 28 of 34. It is all systems go here. We've had a fantastic race, and I don't think we are anywhere near done as yet. These guys are going to provide some wonderful fireworks towards the end. Frostlife runs very wide. IG comes across the inside defender. Frostlife is through for now. Is IG going to come back down the inside? He tries to, jumps across the curb. Frostlife comes ahead, but does not have DRS. IG does have DRS. Senpai behind has DRS. IG is through then on Frostlife. Where is Senpai? Senpai's coming through on Frostlife. Well, they're trying to go 3 wide into the corner. And they are all through. No damage being caused at all. Great driving from these three. This is helping Marinero Baby. This is now a 4-way battle for the last points positions. Marinero Baby has just closed up to the back of these guys. You would have thought Frostlife on these mediums would be pulling away, and IG's run very wide there. Senpai is through. Frostlife is through. Marinero Baby is on the rear now of IG. Was IG forced wide, or did he just lose it under braking? He's on the back still of Senpai. Now Frostlife needs to start trying to pull away from these guys. It's crucial that he does. He's got so many penalties. He needs to get away from these if he wants to keep on to holding on to any of these points. But his teammate is so close. IG is so close, and so is Marinero Baby. It's worked out wonders for Vinler. Vinler's actually caught out to the back of Carpaccio. I'd love to watch that battle, but I think our eyes are firmly fixed on this one. IG looked to make a move there on Senpai. He backs out of it and sits still in 11th now. This long straight. Senpai will have DRS from his teammate. And I think that might be the only place we might see an overtake then. As Senpai is closing up to his teammate. Vinler goes past Carpaccio at the hairpin. Senpai doesn't go past his teammate. And we are a little bit of bunching going on here. As Frostlife is still ahead of this little train. IG is getting impatient. He's trying to make a move here on Senpai. He's trying to go down the inside. Locks up. Runs wide and forces the Ferrari wide as well. Senpai comes straight back at him. They were going side by side, but IG is through. Marino Baby is still there. He's almost like he's just sitting there waiting for these guys to crash so he can go past. Crucially though, while this has been happening, Frostlife has pulled out a 1.3 second lead over IG and will not be giving IG DRS. That's a bit of a corner cut there from Maranello. And so IG will not have DRS, but Senpai will. Frostlife with another penalty. That could be all points gone for him. Maranello, beautiful drive off the corner. He's through there on Senpai. Senpai tries to come back at him, but he's unfortunately IG just in front of him blocks him a little bit. And so Senpai is now back into 12th. Here comes Maranello Baby trying to make moves then on IG round the outside of turn 5. He's through up into P10. Where is Senpai? Senpai's past IG as well. He's trying to make moves on Maranello. IG comes inside contact there with Maranello. No damage caused by anyone. And Senpai is through into P11. IG dropping back to 12. Let's stay with IG. He has made a few dives at this corner. He's going to make another one here. He looks too far back. And he is too far back this time around. We're on 31 or 34. I think we're going to have an action-packed few laps as Senpai's attacking those corners. He needs to stay on the back of Maranello, maybe, and I think he's going to struggle to do so. 10-lap-old mediums on that car in front of him. As meanwhile, out front, Higgsy is still leading this race from Joa, then Frankie Pie. Frankie Pie's just been unable to close up the gap then on to Joa. I think he's just resigned to the fact he will be P3 today. Strategy not quite working out for him. As the battle then for P10 is starting to get a little bit spread out. There still will be DRS from Senpai, so will he actually be able to close up onto the back of Maranello? That's what we're going to be watching. Attacks picks up a 3-second penalty down there in 13th. Let's have a quick look at Carpaccio. And he's not quite close enough to Vinler to make any kind of move. So let's go back to our battle then for P10. It was a battle for P9, and it's now Frostlife has pulled away. He is down to a battle for P10. Frostlife has at least 9 seconds of penalties. I don't know how much everyone else has got, but I've definitely seen 3 lots for him, which is not going to be good news for him. Attacks obviously has penalties of his own, but I think Frostlife might lose out some points here through penalties alone. He's given it his all though. He needs to give it all if he wants to hold on to any points, as Carpaccio is just on the edge of DRS and Vinler. Similarly aged tyres on these guys, they are still going to be going. We're in DRS as we're on 32 of 34, only a few to go now. Will we see some last lap overtakes? I hope we do. It's been a thrilling race so far. I don't think it's going to end. Carpaccio knows he can get past Vinler. He's got that DRS, he's going to close up to the back end, just needs to stick with him through the remainder of the track and make the move next time around. 0.4 is the gap between them. And he's just right there on the back end of that Williams. Vinler has raced an amazing race to even be in the points. He started at the very back after disqualifying. He disqualified in the disqualified? Yes, disqualified in the qualifying. So I get my words mixed up there. So he is, just doing amazing to be up in 7th. As Carpaccio 0.6 now behind. This is the close battle on track. The guys behind are starting to spread out a little bit. As yellow in sector 2 and 3. Who's caused that? Looks like Attacks has had a little off then. As he'll drop back time-wise a little bit. Yep, a fair bit there unfortunately then for him. It's not his day. Carpaccio, is it going to be his day? We're on 33 or 34. Carpaccio is there on the rear of Vinler. They've got this lap and one more to make these overtakes. What's he going to do? Is he going to make the overtake? Is he going to try and stick behind him for another lap and make the move on the final lap? What is he going to do? We're going to find out here. He's in mode He's just at mode 4. He's in mode 1 there for the moment. He's going to make this attempt now. And he is through. Yep, he is through. Then up into P7. Vinler now has 3 DRS zones to make this overtake happen, along with the rest of this lap and one more lap. Is that going to be enough for him? As IG picks up a penalty. That's going to be good news for Frost Life. But I don't think it's going to save him from losing points, potentially to his own teammate. I know his teammate's got penalties, but we'll find out as we go. We've still got the rest of this lap and one more. Carpaccio runs a little bit wide there through Sachs. Vinler's going to have a sniff of chance here. 0.6, 0.45 now between them. Carpaccio needs to get the driver champions. And he does. He gets a beautiful drive then off the final corner. Vinler was struggling for grip there. 0.8 is the gap now between them. And I think Vinler might have given up on the chance. He's now outside the 1 second window. He didn't look like he was giving it full beans there. And Carpaccio has got over a 1 second window. Carpaccio looks like he's got P7 sealed. Also, whoa, actually, hang on. Lascari's less than a second from Huff. Did not see this one coming. It is the final lap. No DRS zones left for Lascari. It's going to be quite hard to make an overtake. Just needs to hope Puff makes a little mistake. But with only 6 corners to go, it's going to be hard for Lascari to even get close. Puff is doing a little bit of weaving. Is he just losing temperature in those tires? Out front though, Hicksy has won the race, followed by Joa. Frankie Pie will come across. Frankie Pie gets second through penalties. Good news for him there then. Oh, Ascari loses the back end, but holds it on track. He's pushing so hard to try and get P4. Path will cross the line ahead of Ascari. And, oh, Ascari's run out of fuel, has he? I think he has. He doesn't get the place anyway through penalties. Havertime comes across P6. Carpaccio come across P7. Followed by Vinler. Marinello Baby will be P9. Jumps up to P8 though through penalties. Frostlife comes across and loses out on points. IG jumps Frostlife as well by 0.04 of a second. 0.04 of a second between IG and Frostlife. Might not be for points, but it's for a little bit of pride there. Unfortunately, it's not worked out for him. And Attacks is going to be the last man to cross the line, 40 seconds off the pace. It's not been his day, unfortunately. Has he got a bit of front wing damage? He does. Front left is looking... has seen better days, that's for sure. And he will come across the line then in 13th. Unlucky for some, but it is still a finish, and that's what's important. And there we go. So we'll have a quick rundown of those final qualifying finishing positions for you in a moment. And there we go, Higgsy at the top of the podium, where he's wanted to be. Couldn't do it last week, but he's done it this week. And he stands atop after winning the German Grand Prix. So we'll have a quick look then at the final positions. Let's just try and find out this. Oh yes, of course. So there we go then, Higgsy taking the win, followed by Frankie Pie and Joa in third. Losing unfortunately through penalties, unlucky for him. Path in fourth, followed by Huscari, Hammertime, Carpaccio, Marinello Baby, Vinler and Senpai running out your points positions. Just missing out then is IG, Frostlife and Attacks is the last of the finishers with DNFs of Just, Hittinen, Duop, Vodka, Jelly DNF'd at the start, so I don't think he really was taking part. Boa getting DNF'd unfortunately for a little incident with the pit lane. But there you go. Thanks for everyone for being here. We'll be back next week with the Hungarian Grand Prix. As I said earlier, we do follow the official calendar with our races. And when it's not an actual race, we'll do another one. It's completely random. So you can't really predict the order. But I mean, I've got them written down, so I'll tell you what's what.